just thought I would finish up some of what I was saying with Queuine. But yeah, guys, this is a thing that most people with PhDs in biology don't know about. In fact, I meet very few of them that have heard of it. When they only have a passing memory of it. They don't know what it does. It's not in textbooks. It won't be talked about in a school. Um, but it can become a part of our RNA. It replaces guanine at the wobble position in our RNA, and basically, um, since wobbling is a really complex process, I mean, there's lots of errors that can happen, and um, it actually stables the transfer RNA and makes it less likely for it to translate wrong. And this is the only exogenous substance that goes to level this deep in our biology. In fact, you want to expect something that can be in our RNA to not be endogenously producible. This is the only um, exogenous substance that we can't cut ourselves that actually goes into the fundamental genetic levels of our biology. Most vitamins are cofactors in lots of interactions, and they're of course essential for life. But I mean, it's important to understand when we're looking at vitamins, we're not looking at the most important substances in our biology. We're looking at um, the the small field of really important things that rather counterintuitively um, aren't endogenously producible. And there's stuff you will die in a few days without certain micronutrients, but it's been estimated you die. I think like a scientist estimated with NAD that you could die within um, minutes or seconds of complete NAD restriction. So sorry, but basically, yeah. I think lastly, I wanted to address the question of is queuing some sort of vitamin or not, which is it's a really hard to approach question because the traditional test for vitamin hood is a dietary restriction test. You can't really do that um, with things in the microbiome where we know how to completely restrict intake of it. Closest you can get is exenic mice, which I'll talk about in a second. It's known that queuing is conditionally essential, meaning you can die with restriction of it and just one other nutrient. But it's not known whether, um, the, yeah, but to be a vitamin, um, it's basically anything that is not a mineral uh, and is essential for life in micro quantities, meaning you die with restriction of it. Queuing restriction in exenic mice has not caused death. Um, However, it's not really full queuing restriction. If you look at the studies in exenic mice, obviously they're not killing off really the whole microbiome of the mouse, and they actually are still detecting blood levels of it and stuff. We don't know what would happen if queuing in the body was completely restricted. Um, yeah, the mitochondrial effects are potential mitochondrial effects are really fascinating and evolutionary suggested. Um, Even in my spin emergenolysis theories, which I'm going to be making a video about in a second. Um, and I know somebody who works in a laboratory who has taken queuing out of interest, and they claim it has effects very similar to psychedelic microdosing, which is interesting considering um, the effects on creativity, nonlinear thinking, mood, which right now there's nothing that we know of how to replicate. I'm not sure how it is doing this, but um, it's really interesting that that the first person to take it has already gotten perceivable benefits from it that are that big.